Trust and Play is a school for people who want to learn how to make urban games with a specific focus, or maybe also with a specific interest and ethics in trust. The three branch organizations of the school in Amsterdam and Athens and the nomadic branch selected trainees to spend 1 year in the school and learn how to make their own games.
We're trying to form a community of creative individuals that they love games, they love playfulness, and they love public space.
The training week is kind of the first stop on this journey.
These trainees from the branches, but also all the mentors and the trainers gather together in one place.
To learn about trust, to talk about how to design games around trust.
Trust is super important because it's about connecting with your environment,
but also with people in the city. So we have a kind of an idea for a progression during the week, which starts as a school with bells and hours and classrooms and people moving back and forth and being taught in a more frontal way, to more open-ended workshops on the second day, to an unconference format which allows participants to propose their own sessions. And right now we're in a game jam where participants just form their own teams, develop their own mini projects, play test them together.
Usually we are a pretty small community, so already the idea of having 60 people in the same place, working together and thinking together is absolutely inspiring.
I think they've done a very good job actually of organising just the right kind of events to help people to bond as a community.
From my perspective, to see young designers come up, right, and think about what support that they need in this field. It's also good to just hear other people's kind of best practices, like what makes a project work, what makes a project kind of hit some roadblocks.
What they are doing in the practice, it helps me imagine alternatives for my practice as well.
The thing that I feel was most beneficial for me is to interact with a lot of the participants and the trainers on an almost like equitable basis and sharing these different perspectives of games and different methodologies.
Like there's so much different stuff that it was so cool to move from one thing to the next.
I think that it's a very interesting initiative and I learn every day.
So being here with everyone together physically is very special, invaluable.
The Goethe Institute, we could say, together with Maria Saridaki, is the initiator of this whole project.
3 years ago, we were working with Goethe Institute in Athens on a playful strategy around the different communities that work with play and games in Athens, called Goethe's Game. From that, we realized that there is a treasure of creative individuals and teams that they want to work with games, they want to work with playfulness and the city, but they didn't know how to connect.
We decided to apply for funds to the European Union and open it in Europe, not only Athens.
There's a really good partnership with Technopolis and Innovathens, which have a wonderful space here in this former gas facility, kind of a post-industrial space.
The whole venue used to be an old gas factory that provided electricity for the city of Athens for many decades. And now it operates as a cultural venue.
We also have with us the Amsterdam University of Applied Science with an immense expertise on urbanism. And we also have Edge Riders with us,
which is a community online where we share stories and we share our progress and we can exchange ideas and other things like that.
In our work, we make a difference between games for cities and games in cities. Games in cities are playful situations that you design in public space, and there are sort of small mini events and people can participate in that. And games for cities, those are the kind of games or playful situations that you design for people to come together and discuss the future of the city, or that you could use in a collaborative planning process, for instance.
noticed that if you don't interact in the same room or in direct contact with urban environments, the type of work is very limited, right? So involving people's bodies, involving physical spaces becomes very difficult if you don't physically come to the same space.
Going out to a community, reaching out to a community, and negotiating a designer's creativity, intuition, and prospect. That's a very crucial aspect.
I think urban games are really good because they are changing the people instead of the city. And I think that the people are what are making the city.
In the end of the project, there will be many different events, so the games can return to the city. So there will be mini festivals, playful experiences for people in different cities, in Amsterdam and Athens and all over Europe.
There are researchers that say that cities that are playable are actually more livable, are more sustainable, they are more ecological.
I'm always, again and again, touched by the way people are willing to work together in these kind of situations. There's a lot of people here that I've never met, that come from very different backgrounds, and they're all kind of slowly forming relationships of trust and also trying new things.
We are sort of in a historic moment because, hey, if we are really setting up urban game design as a discipline, maybe Athens in 2019 is the moment in which we can say, hey, it's almost the birthday of this field. When can we have the next one?